Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Double J 101 back again with another Transformer review, and today will be the day we combine these five fellas into Abominus. We finally get this combiner going. I'm really excited to get this going. I've been waiting for a while to get this in its combine mode, so before we get into it, let's just make sure we have all the equipment we need. So what we'll need are, of course, the 2 feet that came with Hunger, to make sure we have the feet for the combine mode. We will need a hand of sorts. Now there are multiple hands you can use. These are the 2 I will be using for Ripper Snapper here and for Blot. There is also these 2 hands, however you like to do it. The 2 that came with Center Twin and Cutthroat. So again, it's your preference, however you'd like to do it. I'll show how they look in robot mode when we get there. I just want to use the ones that kind of match. Look pretty cool, but we'll swap it up and see how it looks. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this transformation. First, we'll go ahead and transform Ripper Snapper into his arm mode. So let's get going here. Not too different than really transforming him into robot mode. Is take the legs, we're going to separate these, bring them down. As you do, you'll do the pegging just as you do in robot mode. Bring these up, get them nice and straight. Disconnect them so we can make it nice and neat by putting this shark tail inside here. Per normal. Go ahead, connect it back together, like so. Get these rotated, these legs, where they will peg in correctly. Right about so. Take this head piece right here, rotate it back. Again, it doesn't really go too far away from how to transform him. I mean, you can tell he's already almost in robot mode, but we'll go ahead and take this piece back, rotate that to give a bit of an angle right there to have its combiner port ready. We will then take the arms, rotate these backwards, make it nice and even. There are no pegging holes or anything like that to make the arms kind of stay in place, so it's just kind of lining them up and getting them nice and straight as you can. Rotate this to get this nice and straight, so you can take the hand and peg it on in. Go ahead and get the hand straight and ready to go. We can get the fingers out. There we go. And you can use the double thumbs. You can always take those off if you want, but we will peg this in. And there we have Ripper Snapper in his arm mode. Now on to Blot. Let's go ahead and get moving on him. We'll disconnect the legs from the back. Get these nice and straight and connected once again. Peg them into their normal peg to peg hole situation here, where the peg hole is right there. Get that connected. Straighten that out. Take this head, pull this back, rotate the combiner port up as it should. Get this headpiece kind of pushed in as usual for the transformation there. Kind of fold it in a little bit, get it nice and neat. You'll take these hands, rotate them back. There is a peg hole right there for the peg. If you just get it lined up, it'll peg in nicely. And both sides, maybe a little bit of awkward angle, but it does work with the ball joints. Get this straightened out like so. Bring in the hand. Get the peg and the fingers out again. And peg it on in like so, and you have another arm ready to go. This one will rotate like that. Ready to go. Looking pretty good so far. A little awkward, this little piece right here, but it's not terrible. There's no real way to get that out of the way that I can tell, but there's another arm. On to Center Twin. This one's pretty easy. This will be one of the legs. So what we'll do is just rotate the leg here. Get these out of the way. Take these tails. Rotate them down. Get these legs kind of the best way you can get them. There is no pegging again for this. You can just kind of line it up the best you can. I haven't really found a good way to do it, and the legs are kind of just going to hang a little bit. If you get them even out enough as you can, they kind of line up on each other. So that isn't too bad. And you can make it pretty even like that. Then you take these two heads, rotate these up like so. Again, with this, as this is how the leg's going to be, you can either take the heads and rotate them around if you want, make them look a little cooler, or you can have them going towards the back. Either way, it's up to you. Take the peg, rotate that up, take a foot, peg that in, and there you have a leg ready. Next on the list, we have Cutthroat. So getting into his transformation, we're just going to fold these legs back, get them out of the way. Take this tail, fold this up as well. This headpiece we're going to hold here and pull forward to get room to move this combiner port up, as long as the wings are out of the way. Take this, fold that upwards, get that good, bring that wings back down, fold this wing kind of forward, and as you do, you're going to see there is a peg here and a peg hole. Bring that in. It kind of connects. It won't. It's not as, I guess, secure as you would hope. And my arm doesn't stay in this peg. Let me show you this. This arm, when you peg it in, it just comes right back out. So hopefully yours won't have that issue, but it does sit in there decently. This one you're going to bring forward as well. Kind of get the wings out a little bit so they sit nice and tight. Bring this piece back up a little bit to make a good covering of the peg for the combiner port. And you can also bring the head down if you like, or you can just bring it straight out. Either way, I think I'm going to have mine leaning downwards. But yes, combine with the foot, and we have another leg complete. Now for the leader of the terrorcons, let's get into Hunger's transformation. Bring the camera a little straighter and a little bit more up. Okay, there we go. So, getting into this guy, let's go ahead and start for the bottom here. This one's a little bit more involved than the other ones, but overall it's a pretty cool transformation. I really like how they all get together. So we're going to fold this little panel down, both legs. Back of the leg here, we're going to fold the head up. Get it kind of even with the back of the leg there. Something I do wish, and I think the G1 figure had, where this piece was actually where the combiner port was, where the head would kind of be down here at this part. But again, it's what it is. I guess they just couldn't figure out how to do that. But again, it's what it is. It's cool nonetheless. Back here, gonna just take the legs, get these out of the way. This right here is going to be where the head is, so we're going to fold that up and get that out of the way. Take the tail, fold that up. Come around to the backside, or the underbelly of Hunger. Take these, get these straight and out of the way for a minute. We're going to take this piece, disconnect it, and bring it on up. Once you do, if you have the head even with it, there will be a peg hole with a peg. Go ahead and connect that together, which makes it nice and tight. These pieces we are going to fold around, and for a better view, we'll go to the back here where we fold this around. Get this nice and straight, and we are going to rotate, if it's correct, there we go. Rotate this, spin this around, and there is a little peg right there. Best view I can give, I think. And the peg here. Fold that up, take this piece and fold it down a little bit to get it out of the way, and it's a bit of a snug fit, but yeah, it kind of moves up a little bit, but it is in now. So this one we're going to fold up as well. Do the exact same thing. Rotate that around. Get it nice and down. And as you can see, there's that peg hole again with that peg. And slip it on in. Maybe. Pretty tight fit. But it is in there. And it is ready. Down here, these are supposed to fit in. Let's see if this works. There we go. Now we got it to go. Okay. Connect that together down here at the bottom hip, where there are two pegs as well. Get that in there. Pretty tight fit again with those. But there's the top piece all pretty much ready. Take this hand right here, fold it up. Again, another peg to a peg hole. Connect that in. This is not sticking as well as I would hope, but nonetheless, it does go there. Take this, fold this up as well. Kind of just slips on in. That one stays compared to the other one not staying. Let's see if we can get that a little straighter. Nope, I guess that one's just not going to stay for me. Yeah. Up here for the antennas, bring these up. If they rotate correctly, mine's not rotating the best. There we go. Rotate them both at the same time, let's just say that. So there is the top part of Abominus pretty much ready to go. Down here where the legs will connect, we're going to take these pieces and fold them out. Rotate this around. Get it nice and straight. Click it up, and there you have the combiner ports ready for the legs. Combiner ports for the arms will be right here as well. But we pretty much have Abominus torso ready to go. So let's go ahead and bring in the rest of the terrorcons and get this going. First, we have one of the arms here for Blot. Get that nice and straight, and we're going to slip it right on into that combiner port there. Should connect really nicely. I like how these combiners work. There we go. On to Ripper Snapper, which this one I did make incorrectly the first time, so let's go ahead and rotate that around like that. Bring the hand around. And connect this guy. For the bottom leg here, for the left, we're going to put Cutthroat over here. And for the right side, go ahead and connect Center Twin. And there we have Abominus. If we can get this camera up a little bit. Abominus finally connected and together in his fully combined mode. And I'm going to bring this camera back even a little more so we can get a good view of this guy. But man, oh man, he looks pretty fantastic. Let's get these guns up a little bit, make him look a little nicer, a little neater. But yeah, look at that guy. Now this is the combiner I would say I've been dreaming about, I guess you can say. I don't have any of the other combiners except for, I guess you can say, Volcanicus. I do have Predaking, I just don't have them open yet and messed with. But this one is really cool. This makes me want to go back and buy a lot of the old Combiner Wars stuff, because if they can have any kind of looks like this guy does, and the rotation here at the hips, just make it so you can make his legs go out more. He's got good rotation there as well. That's I mean, this is top notch. This is top notch. A little floppy on the little parts here and there. He's a little bit top heavy too. It probably doesn't help that Blot's up there, but overall, this guy is really cool. It's actually, maybe we have this a little wrong. Bring that around. There we go. We get a little bit more of a bend going. I kind of like how the other way the arm showed with a little bit more of his detail on the bottom of the legs of Blot, but this works nonetheless. But again, he is a little top heavy. If we get a little bit of a bend here at the waist, that works a little better. There we go. Nice and straight. Now for comparison, as always, we'll bring in a leader class here. We have Overlord, so you can get a good view of how these two scale up to each other, and you can just see he kind of towers over them, which is how a combiner should do. I know Overlord should be pretty big, but again, the combiner should go pretty high over him, so pretty cool view there. And lastly, for comparison, we bring in Volcanicus to get a good look at these two. I really think they did well on this guy. And Volcanicus, on the other hand, I think they missed the mark. Between the two, I mean, you can even see that Abominus' head is just much bigger. And him as a full unit really works out better for me than Volcanicus. He even has more of a full waist, even the legs. It just works way better for this guy, for me, than this guy. He's cool, but this guy by far steals the show. And as I alluded earlier in this video, and as you can tell, I changed it back. I just like how this looks better. But as I alluded earlier, you can also take the different hands if you want to see how they look in the slots where the hands are. So you could always just take this one off and put this guy on. A bit of a difference in color. Not too terrible. Not too different really either. this one probably is the biggest difference. Take that one, put it in as well. And again, you can just get multiple color schemes, however you really feel to do so. It's really up to you. I just think it's cool that you have the options. And lastly, what you can do, you can take this little panel here on the chest, take it down, and you can put any kind of Prime Master in there you want, including the Enigma for the Abominus Combiner, which is pretty cool. And you can even cover it up to hide it, which is really nice for storage. And as always for my videos, I will put here to the right a picture of the combined Abominus from G1 to see if this really fits your needs. For me, this is spot on, perfect for me. I love it. I cannot complain. This is just great in my opinion, and I couldn't ask for a better combiner. But that's about it for today's video, and I thank you so much for following me along in this journey to get Abominus into his combine mode. Really hope everybody enjoyed it as much as I did. Flaws on this guy, I don't see a whole lot besides maybe some looseness here and there, some kind of angling you got to do to make him stand better, and a little bit of sticker issues, if you know what I mean. But otherwise, overall, what a great figure this guy is. You can find these guys pretty much locally anywhere, hopefully. A lot of my places around where I live, they are showing up more and more. So I do recommend you go out and check and see if you can find one. He would look great on a combiner shelf if you have a lot of Combiner Wars figures, and I just think he's just a good figure. Overall, that's all I can say. Just a great figure. I think they did a fantastic job with this guy. But as always, please like, subscribe if you haven't done so. Leave me a comment below if you feel so inclined to do so. Also, please hit that little, there's a bell down there. I hear if you hit it, it works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work. But hey, if you hit it, you might get my videos more often. But again, that's about it for this video, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks again for watching.